Alright, geometry, this is the final video for the week. I really need you to pay attention to this video so that you know how to type your answers in. This section is going to try to make your life a little bit easier so that you won't necessarily need a calculator. Now for this final section, we're going to be finding the area and the circumference of a circle. Over to the right, I have already written down the two equations. For area, we use pi times the radius squared, and for circumference, we use diameter times pi. So the first thing I want you to do is read the question to see whether you're finding the area or whether you're finding the circumference. Because if you are finding the area, you need the radius. But if you are finding the circumference, then you need the diameter. In the case of our first question here, it wants me to find the area. And I am given the radius, which is exactly what I want. Now, the first thing you're going to do when you have an area question is find the radius and then square that number. 2 squared equals 4. Now I know that many of you are used to multiplying by pi to find the area. On a calculator, you could use the pi button, and sometimes it will tell you to use the number 3.14. On this specific skill, they do not want you to multiply by pi. Here's how they want you to type in your answer. Since the radius squared is 4, after we type in the number 4, you're going to see that there's a button here for pi. So we're going to type in 4, and then we're going to click on the pi button. So you can see I've typed in 4, and now I'm going to click on pi. I'm not going to multiply those two numbers together. I'm going to leave that as my answer. And you'll see I didn't need a calculator, and I should improve my score. And there you go. So I actually think this will make your life a little bit easier, but you do need to pay attention. This next question also asks us to find the area. So we know that based on this formula, we need the radius. This time, we were provided with the diameter. So the first thing we're going to have to do is divide that number by 2. That's going to give me a radius of 7. Then I'm going to square the radius. So 7 squared is 49. But instead of multiplying by pi, after I type in 49, I will once again tap the pi button. So you can see I've taken 7 squared, but now I'm going to click pi and then submit my answer. We should see our score improve from 10. Now here's an example where they want us to find the circumference. Because we're using the bottom equation, this time we want the diameter. They have provided me with the radius. So this is kind of the opposite of the last question. The first thing I'll want to do with 9 is multiply by 2 to get the diameter, which is 18. Then, just like the previous questions, I will once again want to multiply by pi, but rather than actually do it on a calculator, I'm just going to press the pi button. So our answer for this, I should type in 18 and then click the pi button. And you can see that our score has once again improved. So really, guys, that's all there is to it. If you watch the video to make sure that you understand what you're doing with pi, this is probably going to be another fairly easy section. So I hope that this week overall wasn't too bad. I think that the circles section might be one of the easier sections you've done so far with remote learning. Anyway, guys, we have one more week left before we're going to call it for the year. So I will see you guys in those videos next week.